All right. Welcome, everybody. Today on Rethink Dieting, I've got another one of our rethinkers, as we call them, with us. I've got the forever young Mr. Rick Sponhaltz. So, Rick, tell everybody where you're from, what do you do, and then we'll kind of dive into it.
Okay. My name's Rick Sponhaltz. I'm from Eastern Ohio, actually about 45 minutes from downtown Pittsburgh. I've been a realtor and then an auctioneer for about 42, going on 43 years. And it's been a good life, but it's a tough life because you're an independent contractor and you don't really, even though you do work for somebody, the tax programs and everything are a lot different. So,
Well, cool. Well, it's been 80 days, a little over 80 days since we met. I think we met about 82, 83 days ago, but 80 days ago, you started Rethink Dieting. And if you don't mind, do you mind sharing with people how tall are you, what you weighed then? I mean, that's up to you.
That's fine.
I didn't warn you.
It's fine. I started out, I weighed 354 first day we talked, and I'm down 30 some pounds now. I think this morning I was 316.8.
316.8. And so how tall are you? Are you
I'm about 5'11" and shrinking all the time. So,
well, I think you might be getting taller personally. I think that's you're getting like superhero level. You're starting to grow that in a good way like that. so tell everybody. I mean, when you came to the program, I mean that's a lot of weight for anybody to drop. You're down. What does that work out to be? About 38 pounds, basically in 80 days. Now you're a little over 30. You mind telling people how old you are?
71 years old as of September. So
71 years old. Now, people who are 71 usually believe, or excuse me, people who are over 30 believe it's hard to lose weight. So, but over 70, I mean, you got to be kidding me. There's got to be a gimmick here. I mean, that's how does somebody lose weight? Well, and I'm saying this rhetorically, but you lost 38 pounds at 71. Now, are you an athlete now? I mean, do you run marathons or anything? How's your mobility? Tell me about that.
I'm pretty much sit in the same place all the time. Yeah, as of about 3.5 years ago, I've been using a walker to get around. For me to walk, I have to use a walker. Not real mobile. In fact, I still have my real estate and auctioneer's license for the state of Ohio, but I haven't really used it for about 2 years because if you want to sell your house and I come to your house, I can't go through your house and look at it, with a walker. So It's pretty tough trying to make an income right now.
So you using a walker. Okay, so none of this makes any sense. Okay, so first of all, okay, so you're 71, you use a walker, and you've lost 38 pounds, and so I'm going to dive into some of the how and stuff in a minute, but kind of walk people through, before you and I met. I mean, what it's been like to carry the weight and maybe the impact and kind of what brought you to Rethink Dieting.
I believe I got my real estate license in 1978. And at that time, I was pretty close to the weight that I am right now. And, I just kept putting weight on. I'd say the highest that I got was probably up in the 380s. But, being in real estate, it's very intense, to make it in the business. It's very time consuming, weekends, evenings. And basically I ate out of my car, when I was on the road. I ate through. It was so easy to pull into a drive-through, grab a sandwich, something to drink, and keep on going to the next appointment. And that just kind of snowballed over the years. And you wouldn't get home a lot till late in the evening, especially in summertime when it's daylight longer, and you'd be working and stop and get something to eat on the way home. You might eat about 6 or 7, have an appointment after that, start on home. Well, I got in the habit of stopping at the local carryout, live in a rural area, and one of the main things I learned from this program is, and I think I heard it from you, is I never bought a bag of chips that was bigger than one serving. And I used
those single serving family size is what I call them.
And back then, that's when chips were big bags. They're not like they are now. I'd buy a bag of chips and a thing of dip, and I always bought a liter of Diet Pepsis because I wanted to watch my weight. And I'd go home and eat the whole thing after I eat something for supper. So it was just a vicious cycle that was. I tried every diet there was known to man. I mean, every diet. I think the first diet I started on was right out of high school, was the old grapefruit diet when it first came out in the late 60s. So, and believe me, if there would have been a pill that I could have taken and lost weight, I'd have found it. But
yeah,
there wasn't.
So well, it's still magic pills don't exist. I don't believe we're looking for those boxes of them. Haven't found them yet. But so you gained weight over a period of time, just kind of yo-yoed. It sounds like a lot of us did. And then, do you feel like maybe some of just the stress of that work, may have led to you just using the food as a kind of a sedative?
Yeah, I think very much so. I was pretty much a stress eater, and you get home at night and somebody calls and they've got a problem with a house or something, and they want to pull out of the deal. Boy, as soon as you hung up, that's when you grabbed for another bag of chips, or a bowl of ice cream always soothed me real well.
Yeah. So you got there, and then having some mobility issues. That happened, you said 3 years ago or so. And then you and I connected. And so when I told you that I was never going to tell you what to eat and what exercise to do, what ran through your mind? I've never asked you this question. I'm curious.
How am I going to lose weight? That was the first thing that entered my mind was, if you're not going to put me on a stringent diet and be standing over me and counting every calorie that goes in my mouth, why, and have the bullwhip out, making me pull something across the parking lot to lose some weight. How am I going to lose weight?
Oh, pulling something across the parking lot. I hadn't thought about that one. So that's an idea, but no. But you got in and you've done the work. I mean, and people say work, you mean pulling stuff across parking lots or doing stuff, but it's never the diet we talk about all the time. It's always the decision. Now, did you have to change what you ate?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Have you been starving yourself?
No. I think there's been 2 nights in the 80 some days that in the middle of the night I wake up and feel a little bit hungry. And when that's happened both times, I just make sure I go back and count the calories the next day and add a few.
But at the end of the day, it was never about the diet, was it?
No, it's never been about the diet.
And you've been leaning in. I tell a lot of folks approach this very differently, and there's whatever works. But what's interesting is that Rick he's beating all the odds. You're beating all the odds. I mean, you're beating all the odds with this. What would you say to somebody that doesn't believe that you'll make 190 pounds?
I'd be like, Sean, watch me. I'm going to hit there. In fact, I think now I'm thinking about dropping to maybe 185, and I got a long way to go to the 190, but I'm going to get there.
Oh yeah, and I know but 38 pounds in 80 days. I mean, that's pretty legit. And what do you? And I haven't even asked you this. I mean, what are your doctors saying to you? Have you been to many doctor's appointments?
No, I haven't had a doctor's appointment since then, but I've got a cardiologist and my family doctor both coming up in the next 30 to 45 days. And I'm very anxious to get there to see what they do say.
Now, when was the last time you were looking forward to going to see the cardiologist and the family
Uh,
doctor?
I don't think I ever look forward to going to see either one of them.
But this time it's like you're going in as the poster child for what you're supposed to be doing, right?
Yes, sir. Very
How
much
cool is
so.
that? So you came into this program, you've been walking through it without doing a ton of exercise, just following the shifting in belief, doing the work that we're doing, the higher level of accountability, all these things. And so what do you feel? I mean, and honestly, and you and I've talked about this a little bit, but not as much as I'd love for you to kind of walk through, what do you feel like the next 10, 20, 30 years? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm throwing, nobody has got a crystal ball, but I mean, what are you feeling about those years that are ahead for you?
I'm starting to get very excited thinking about them. I'm very excited. My date is my birthday of next year. So September the 8th of 2022 is my goal day to hit my weight of 190.
Yeah.
Dreamt about it quite a bit. I think I already know how I'm going to feel when I hit it because I've played that through my mind many times. And I really haven't gotten into playing mind games or using my imagination to see a lot of other things. One thing I hope to do is get rid of my walker. And I think that hopefully I can. My problem is it's all nerves in the bottom part of my back, but I still think that I can fight past that. Another thing is I lose this weight and realize that I'm going to live a lot longer. I'm going to have to start making some more money because I don't have enough money to live a real long time. So it's a pro and con thing there also. I do want to say the main reason that I joined, Rethink Dieting is so I can live longer because I had a heart attack about 5-6 years ago, and one part of my heart doesn't work right, and so I just I got sleep apnea and have to sleep with a machine every night. So I had a lot of negatives against me, and then when COVID hit, and being obese, that sure wasn't anything that was going to help me. So it's sad that I waited this long to finally going to do something about it. But I'm excited about doing something about it, though.
Well, you know what they say. It's like if you're gonna go ahead and be 75 and 80 and 85, you might as well go ahead and be the size you want to be. Then you're going to be that way anyway, right?
That's exactly right.
And so,
be a lot happier than I might have been at a 354 pounder.
Well, and this is the other distinction too, and we see it. I mean, it's just like one of our rethinkers posted something yesterday. You might have seen Bob Harris, who I've had on the show here too, and he's celebrated a 20th anniversary with his wife at 197 pounds, which was amazing, and so I would say to you, it happened exactly when it was supposed to. Happened on the exact date, and so what's cool is that you're seeing these results, you're showing up. Good grief! I mean, if you're talking about coachable, Rick has been so coachable, and figuring out and becoming an expert on you, not depending on anybody else to make the decisions about your day-to-day eating, and just focusing on who you're becoming. And it's exciting to watch. I mean, because the watch me in mentality, I love that. And the watch me hit 190. And so when was the last time? So tell everyone, when's the last time you weighed 316? How old were you?
I would have been 28 to 30.
So at least 40 years ago,
Yep.
right? How cool is that? And it's coming down consistently. No crazy stuff. I'm gonna say this because I want people to get this. I mean, you're not doing crazy stuff, right? You're
No,
eating.
no. Yeah, I mean, I'm eating. I'm not starving myself. I eat not a whole ton of vegetables, but I'm having vegetables just about every day, and nice variety.
It was always a decision. It was never the diet. How cool is that? That is so awesome. Well, what I want you, as you now, are the ladies calling you, bugging you yet? Are they? You getting a lot of phone calls yet? You may get a bunch after this video. So you getting
No,
a bunch of calls yet?
not enough, and I'm waiting for that one real rich one to call.
There you go. She's probably waiting. Well, how cool would it be? I mean, and let me ask you this. I mean, you brought up something really interesting. You believe you're going to live longer, which I fully support that. I want you to live a long, long time because you got a lot to offer a lot of people. How cool would it be to step into that real estate office?
Oh,
back in it, and maybe not even needing the walker. We don't know. Maybe some physical therapy or something that is beyond me, that kind of stuff, but the less weight carrying and leading, because you've led that office before too, haven't you?
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, one time.
How cool would that be to do that again?
It would be very enjoyable.
There you go. So, well, at the end of the day, excuse me, I had an alarm went off for some reason there, but well, it's awesome to watch you win at this. So we'll, if you're willing, we'll get maybe a 50-pound and a 100-pound. We'll let people track the journey, but it's because you have shown up, you've done the work, and the attitude. It was never a can't attitude out of you, even though you thought I was nuts when I told you I wasn't going to tell you what to eat. But I lead with that because but you had to change some things. Some exercise would help, but you haven't been doing any exercise to speak of, have you? I mean, maybe you have. Yeah.
No,
you're still, how do you lose weight without exercising, running 100 miles a minute or something?
Just stay with the program.
That's it. Well, that's incredible. And for those of you that are watching, that are wondering how to get more information about this, you can go on the screen. You go to rethinkdieting.com. That's the video that Rick actually watched before meeting me. He watched that same video that's on there. It does say for men, but my Angie, who's got her own Rethink Dieting story, we've started working with ladies as well. And then you can, once you watch that video, if you want to have a transformational conversation, that's how Rick and I on our first call we met, and he found out he was a fit for this. And you go to transformmyfuture.com/apply, and we'll really just get on there and talk. Find out what's going on with you. Find out if this is something that can help. But I've had people tell me over and over again that is something that really made a big difference. And Rick, are you pretty glad? And I never ask people this, but I'm gonna ask you: are you pretty glad that you said yes to your dream that day?
Probably the best is maybe one of the top 5 decisions I've ever made in my life, and might be the top decision.
Wow.
The best decision. So I'm very, very happy. And if anybody's interested, give Alan a call and talk to him.
Well, it's so fun to watch you win, and pretty soon you're gonna be pushing through into the 200s. I mean, what was, and you want to, and I asked you for permission to share this, but now you had a problem along the way that was kind of a funny problem to have. But if you have to, but if you tell everybody, I don't know, you were probably a month and a half into, maybe a month ago. It was probably a month into it. What
happened? A month ago, I live in an apartment. It's an old elementary school. They converted it into an apartment. And I was taking the garbage to the dumpster, and about halfway across the parking lot, I lost my pants. So the first time in my life, I've seen that on comedy shows and things like that, where somebody's pants fall off of them. Believe me, I've never had to worry about that before in my life. but they actually started falling down, and I caught them.
And pretty cool that it's not that's a badge of honor in what we're doing, because that shows you're doing the work, and you're going to have to buy all new clothes. So you're probably running out of things to wear already. So you're going to make it be a clothing store's dream. So if finding you. So Rick, great job. Thank you so much for letting us share your story and being on here, and can't wait to see you back at the 50-pound mark. That probably won't be that long. We might better put it on the calendar for the way you're going pretty quick. So. All right, great job, guys. Thank y'all so much again. If you want to reach out, go to transformmyfuture.com/apply, and we will see